Okay, so we have decomposed a part of our problem. So we identified the requirements to complete task 2A. We want the first time, okay, we identified few requirements. We will go again and now have a deeper look at these requirements, okay? So the first one we said we use in formatting technique. The second one we use in formatting technique. For the third one, to highlight the online recorded classes, we use in formatting technique. And then for the cost, we are using the personal training session table for the cost in, okay, table. We need to be clear in the analysis worksheet. So the analysis, I'm gonna make it bold. All right, so it stands out for the cost, okay? So now if I press on the Alt key, ALT key, just next to the space bar on the left, and then click Enter, I remain in the same cell, and then I go to another new line, okay, enter new line. All right, so we have the table to get the information from, and then we need to use a function now. We need to use a function, and they put it in capitals. So this is not to miss it. You use a function, not a formula. You use a function. So using a function to display the PT cost, to display the PT cost. Let's do here PT so we understand. Let's make this for us to understand. So the PT cost for the first class in the list. So you work for the first class in the list. What does this mean? PT cost for the first class in the list, then replicate it for all other classes. Then replicate it for all other classes. What does this mean? So this means we work for the PT cost, okay? So this is, where's the personal cost? This is the PT cost, okay? So we work only for one class, okay? Once we work for one class, okay, let's delete all of these. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So that's what it means. We only think about the first row, the first class. Don't overthink it. Don't think too much about it. We only think the first row. And then you just replicate it with the next, with the rest of the rows, okay? To the rest of the rows. So the function is replicating now for each row, and you get the result. I gave you the functions, I gave you the spreadsheets for you to change, to make changes, to, you know, and the formulas are all here. If you click on the cell, the formula, you can find it here. So again, it's not finding the formula, it's not having the formula, it's understanding how to get to it. It's understanding how to decompose your problem in order to be able to fix that problem, to fix the what's required. So let's go back to the things now, to the tasks. Add an extra column, in the class income, use formula. Now use again formula, not function. You use formula to calculate. Use formula to calculate the total income. The total income of one of the first class. Of the first class. Okay. Now to make things better, if you want to have a bullet point here, you click again on the Alt key and then press number 7, and you must have your numlock on. and you press number 7 and you get the bullet point. So you make things look nicer. Alt key and then the number 7 on the number pad, if you have a number pad, okay? Or somehow find your way to make your work look nicer. This you can learn by yourselves, okay? All right, so now we use the formula and then replicate again. So first class and then replicate it for other classes. So we got that. That's text wrap. This is the text wrap, okay? Right, so we have some of our most of our tasks for requirements for task 2A. Now display the total income for each task. Add an extra column, okay? So all right, so add an extra column and label it class income. So let's go and have a look. We don't have that extra column, so we will add it. Add an extra column and label it class income. And then it should be added for us, okay? Now make sure it's in line with the rest of, there we go, in line with the rest of our table. All good. So now how do we calculate the class income? Okay, how do we calculate the class income? The class income is the cost times the number of the number of members of that class. So that's how you calculate the class income. You do equal the cost times the maximum size, the maximum class size, and then you click enter. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. We'll try again. I need to now make it a little bigger. Let me try it this way. Okay, let's make it a little bigger and go back to our analysis. So the formula didn't work. Why didn't it work? Class data sets. Okay, let's try again. So now equal the class cost times equal class cost. Equal class cost. I had a bracket where I shouldn't have a bracket. Okay, so you see it's populated. You populated the whole column, not just one, the whole column, even easier. If it didn't, then I would go and again replicate the formula. Okay. All right. So we had another look at, and then I go back to my setting. All right. So here. Okay, make this one a little smaller. Okay. So we have our total income, our class income. What's it called? Our class income column. And now we move on to the last one, display the total income for each class. So that's what we just did. We had the class income for one class, added the column, so we added the column, and then we displayed the class income for each class, the total income for each class. So now we move on to, that's another big task, okay? And we move on to the second one. Okay, no. Let me insert below, so I'll format. So can you see when you insert, when you highlight, when you select 4 rows and you click insert below, you will insert 4 rows. If you click 5, you'll insert 5 rows automatically. Okay, so we'll have as many as we need. Okay, now I think I'll stop now, and then I will go now focus on the task 2B and task 2C. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit.